Minasan, konnichiwa. I know this is old news, but this is something I just can't let go without talking about. I know it's going to be really weird to talk about this now, especially since it's like over and done with news. But you can see the title. First of all, congratulations to Kofi Kingston for well-earned championship. Long overdue in my opinion. I'm just very proud of him. Proud he's getting that exposure, respect. Proud he has the belt, no matter how long he has it. You know, a friend of mine mentioned he's probably a transitional champion. I don't care. I am just happy he won it. So I just want to say again, congrats to him and thanks, Kofi. Thank you, Kofi. Let's go ahead and address the elephant that's in the room. The one I've been talking about, the one that you see in the comments and in the title. Superstar Billy Graham. Let me start by saying first, he's done a lot in the business. He's a pioneer, you know, did a lot of great things, and you know, maybe pro wrestling wouldn't be where it is without him. So, you know, honestly, you gotta respect that. But he's been against this push for Kofi for a while now, and let's start with how this started originally, with his original words. You know, first he said when all this started, "Is WWE serious? I turned on my computer today and went to the wrestling news site, and what did I see? Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship at Mania. Talk is Vince is going to put the WWE belt on Kofi Kingston. The S word, you know. I'll put a link up to this that I'm reading from. It's from Up Rocks. It says, "You, not me, will have 145-pound WWE champion. This must be an idea of new senior creative lady Dana Ward. Excuse me. Meltzer says she has been promoted to an extremely high position on the creative team and attends meeting not only Vince, Triple H, Steph are in. Damn, how did she get so smart? My friend Hannibal has been monitoring the Monday Night Raw steady decline in TV viewership. Well, Hannibal, it dropped again last night in Boston, Monday, March 25th, steady decline in TV viewership. I predict this year's Mania will be so bad that next year 2020 will not come close to selling out. The thrill is gone. Is anyone out there really excited to see these two lightweights wrestle for the WWE Championship? Oh, one more thing. I love to see Kofi at 145 pounds put his newly won belt online against Brock Lesnar. Great logistics. One man being outweighed by a good 135 pounds. Total joke this thing is. SBG. Superstar Billy Graham. I'll get to that. I'll address all this in a second. Next up is what he said after Kofi won. Again, both this and that are from Superstar Billy Graham. It's on his via his Facebook. So quote again, Superstar Billy Graham. Kofi Kingston, my advice. I'm sure Kofi will sit Kofi down and say, "Now Kofi, you listen to every word the Superstar has to say about your run, African American, as the first African-born WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Congratulations to Kofi for winning the most important title in pro wrestling history. Sorry, you NWA guys. Yeah, that was nice." Again, notice the word heavyweight in his title. I urge you to start doing some steroids and add 50 pounds of solid muscle to your championship body. Vince won't care, honestly. Actually, he would be quite pleased from the muscular transformation. As I predict, you young man will have the longest run of WWE champion in modern day history. Then in a short time, while you were red hot and the fans are celebrating your win, your two former partners in crime, Ian Woods, would get jealous and turn on you. In my day, there would be some blood in that double cross on you, but God forbid, not now. You then have any round for matches for you two former partners and your two former partners as opponents. The final suggestion is to all my promo material that you can find in WWE's vast library and study my promos. You must be an entertainer as well as a wrestler. My man, best of luck on your run. First of all, this is the most inconsiderate, backwater thinking, messed up thing I've ever read from a superstar. And this is me who has issues with Jim Cornette every now and again. But even I have to say Jim Cornette has way more class than this, and I don't always have heat with what things Jim Cornette says, but I don't agree with him all the time. This goes beyond not agreeing. This is just outright disrespectful and wrong. And let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room, that the fact that Kofi's black. That's the obvious elephant. Where was Superstar Billy Graham when AJ Styles was champion? Where was Superstar Billy Graham when Daniel Bryan first won the title, or the second time Daniel Bryan won the title, or the third or fourth, or whatever, how many times Daniel Bryan has had it? Where was he when CM Punk was champion? All these guys who are lightweights who have been champion, there have been a ton of them. Not every single guy who's won the championship is built like John Cena. There's a reason for that. Not every guy is John Cena, There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having the lighter guys. Even heavier guys who won the belt don't look like these guys. Mick Foley is a 3-time world champion. Does not look like, he doesn't have the, Adonis physique. He's Mick Foley. None of us complained when Mick Foley was champion. Well, let me take that back. The internet wasn't around as prevalent when Mick Foley was champion, so I'm sure some people did complain. But this is just outright disrespectful. This is rude and condescending on a number of levels. The 145-pound thing is ridiculous. It's basically insulting the Dana Warrior. Which, what did she do to deserve that? Like, seriously, what has she done? What has this lady done to, ire the wrath of Superstar Billy Graham? What, she got a job? Okay, she's high and creative. I don't know how many decisions she makes. So let's even pretend she's not making the most wrestling sound decisions. Yeah, that's kind of wrestling. Every now and then, the best decisions aren't made. Hello, WCW. Anyway, or rather, we could say that if they were here. Sorry if you guys hear a dog barking in the background. That's my neighbor's dog. But then, what really irks me beyond all logical thinking, almost to that point, to the point where I just wanted to just yell and scream, make this a completely shouty, cursing thing, which I almost did originally, which I'm glad I took time to not do this video right away, because as soon as all this stuff came out, I was gonna do that immediately. If you guys go see some of the episodes of the Kansas City WrestleCast, I was heated. I was so mad at this for like a good couple of weeks. But the steroids thing. You mean the same steroids that has killed so many wrestlers over the years? Whether early in life or guys who should still be alive today. Roddy Piper should still be alive today. Roddy Piper should still be around today. And it's also speaking from a place where a guy who was this close to meeting him before he died. I was like this close. He was coming to San Antonio and he died like the week before. I was heartbroken to a million pieces. I was so hurt. Guys like Eddie Guerrero, who died in his late 30s. Yeah, late 30s. He wasn't even in his 40s yet. I think he was 38. That. But you're going to tell this guy to do steroids? I'm going to also put up a link, you guys, for Booker T's response. Because, let me see if I can find the transcript. Because there is a video out. Let me see if I can see like a transcript of what he said. Because Booker T didn't go off like I think he could have if he wanted to, because Booker T, of course, was very proud for Kofi Kingston. He feels like I feel. It's having an African American as champion. Kofi Kingston is literally from Africa. And he's a citizen here too, of course. But yeah, it feels good to have someone who looks like us as world champion. This is why I'm saying even if the championship doesn't last that long, it just feels good to know that an African American or an African guy worked hard enough, put in all the time and effort, did everything he had to do, came up the system the right way to get that recognition to become champion. It feels good as a black man to see a black man as WWE champion. I'm not sugarcoating that. I'm not going to shy away from that. Oh, in this post-racial world. No, it's not. We're not in a post-racial world. We are absolutely not in a post-racial world. I don't care what anyone says. So, as a black man, it feels good to have a black man as WWE champion. I'm proud of that. I am proud it's someone who deserves it. And I mean, it's not just like giving the belt just any black guy can, No, we're giving it to a black man who worked his tail off for 11 years to be champion. True, Kofi hasn't been there as long as other people who've never been champion, but he's been there a lot longer than some guys who have been there in a short amount of time who have been champion multiple times. And I'm not saying those people didn't deserve the belt, didn't deserve the championships. Do not mistake me for 1 second saying, oh, everyone who's champion before Kofi didn't deserve it. That is not what I'm saying at all. They earned it. My point is, so did Kofi. And I am so proud that he has that belt. So what Booker T said, and I thought Booker T's whole response, and I did find the link, it was so tastefully done, so respectfully well crafted. Booker T is a G. I'm so proud to have met him one time, and I love the guy. One of the key things he said is, these old guys need to wake up and realize that their era is over. To bring steroids into a conversation as far as what a man needs to get to the top of wrestling business, man, there's more to life than the wrestling business. What about your health? Think about that. Booker T went on to say, they got a wellness policy now. They're trying to keep these guys alive. We lost so many soldiers along the way because of steroids and drugs. And for this man to say another man needs to get on drugs to become successful, he is successful. He's the WWE champion. And then Booker T went on to kind of list the medical problems Billy Graham has had, which, hey, is no lie. There were a couple times we thought Billy Graham wasn't going to make it. But see, here's the overall point, the whole thing here. No matter what Billy Graham has done for the wrestling business, and he's done a lot. I'm not downplaying that. I'm not downplaying that he's a legit legend. What he said does not give him a pass for what he said. Let's even pretend, and I'm saying pretend, that this isn't a race thing. This isn't about a black man being champion. Let's pretend it's not about that, because maybe it's not. Maybe it's not about that. Maybe Billy Graham isn't being racist. He ain't proven it, but maybe he's not. And so let's say he's not. To tell another wrestler in this day and age to take steroids is stupid. First of all, it's harmful. It's ignorant, and it's almost wishing death on them. Do we have to list the guys again who died? Let's. I mean, honestly, name some of the people who have passed away because of all that kind of stuff. Test, Andrew Martin, guys who we've lost too soon, guys who become depressed because of probably being on that junk and probably messing up their brain chemistry, leading them to depression and even committing suicide. I would list the most obvious example, but I'd rather not go down that dark road and mention that and mention who he is, because I was a huge fan of him before all that stuff went down. Of his work in the ring, I am a fan of him as a human being. Can't stand it. Can't stand him. But that goes all the way back to this. Take steroids, add an extra 50 pounds. No, man. Being a legend doesn't give you the excuse to wish death upon other superstars. And that's what he's doing. Because that's very, very ignorant, that's very childish, and that's very irresponsible. It's irresponsible is the main part of this. Of a legend to tell, not an up-and-comer, a champion, a world champion, to take steroids. Especially in the wrestling business. To me, I'd rather see guys who have a bit of a gut and some flab than have them take steroids and die at an early age. I would much rather not have one person have a six-pack in all of wrestling than ever see them take steroids and die early. Because I know a lot of wrestlers now, and to know that I could be in a world where because a lot of them are the same age as me, to live in a world where I'm 10 years online when I'm 40 years old, to know that they die at that age because they took steroids would break my heart. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that in the guys I know. I don't want to see that in the guys I don't know. I don't want to see that in anybody. I really don't. And for all of my anger towards Superstar Billy Graham, I don't wish him ill. I don't wish him bad. I don't, say, oh, he should be taken. No, I don't wish any of that. I'm extremely disappointed. I'm extremely hurt, and I'm very much let down by one of the greats saying something as foolish, ignorant, despicable, and irresponsible as that. And quite frankly, it makes me wonder if I'm a fan of him at all. And that's the almost heartbreaking part about this. Sorry, you guys, for this bit of a downer episode and everything. Maybe we'll bring some light stuff back, and next time around. Keep checking with Countdown City. WrestleCast that I'm doing. Branded Outlaw Wrestling. I'm still doing commentary on that. We just wrapped up April Shenanigans recently. And yeah, just be on the lookout for, you know, stuff coming down the pipe from me. My fan fictions, next book. You know, I'm still working. I'll get through when I can get through it. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. And to Kofi Kingston, thanks again, brother. You rock, man. Minasan, sayonara. Peace.